Hey guys, today we will talk about Spanish walk. So, what is Spanish walk? Spanish walk is a very collected exercise that develops freedom of the shoulders. Also, it's a lot of fun for you and your horse. When it's performed correctly, Spanish walk is a great help when you teach in flying changes, piaffe, passage, Spanish trot, and other tricks. Quite often we see unfinished Spanish walk. As the Spanish walk is developed, the horse learns to carry more weight behind, which improves the ability of the horse to lift and straighten the front legs to horizontal, slowly and with controlled lift and gentle placement of each front foot back on the ground. The Spanish walk shouldn't be rushed with the front legs banging down on the ground, which often happen when the Spanish walk has been taught and developed incorrectly. It's very important to be able to distinguish the difference between when the horse works on emotions, i.e., she or he lifts its leg high, and when the horse uses muscles to lift the leg. Also, you need to bear in mind how the horse is built, and also if there are any traumas or injuries. So for horses with a little bit heavier build, it really is hard for them to lift the front legs very high. So you need to take that in account. So you need to understand where the limit, how high you can ask the horse to lift the legs. And also, if the horse has some sort of injuries or health issues, quite often it happens when the shoulders muscles are too tight. With time, it will definitely improve, but you need to be very, very patient and don't ask too much at the beginning. So one of the ways of teaching the horse is also using the some sort of platform or stool or podium where you can ask the horse to lift the leg or place the leg on it. The height of the platform initially can be very, very low, and then gradually you can increase it up to 150 centimeters in height. So what it does is it helps the horse gradually stretch the muscles, build the muscles, and it's not emotional. As I mentioned before, quite often we see like a snappy lift of the front leg and banging down on the ground. So that's an emotional lift where the horse is not using the actual muscles. The lift happens on the spur of the moment because the horse is So there are different stages of Spanish walk, and as I said, each horse is individual and you need to take time. For some horses, initial stages could be really, really quick. For others, initial stages could be slow and then they progress really well. Because don't forget, it's not just lifting the legs, but also they need to balance themselves when you start asking not just front legs, but also move the back legs. Quite often people get stuck in the first stage where they taught horses to lift the front legs, but back legs left behind, and that's what we quite often see. The horse has a frame, so the horse is not stepping under and carrying the weight, which effectively means that the horse is actually freeing the shoulder. That's the whole purpose of teaching the Spanish walk. So the stages of the Spanish walk, as I said, everybody teaches us differently. The way we do is at the beginning, the stage number 1 is we ask one leg at the time. The stage 2, and when you're asking for stage 1, you are asking from 2 different sides. So you teach the horse to lift the leg from left, and then you switch the side, you ask from the right. So the horse understands the command, and you can put the command. Everybody uses different commands, so you can create your own, or you can use walk, Spanish walk, paso, whatever you want to use, but you need to be consistent. So then the next step is when you're asking for one leg, then you ask for another leg from the same side. So let's say you are on the right and you're asking for the right and left leg being on the right. Then you switch the sides, and again let's say you are on the left, and then you are asking from the left, right leg and left leg. The next stage, so by then your horse should understand how to lift the legs. As I said before, at this stage you can use some help, i.e. a stool, or I know some people can use pallets where they can the horse can really lift the legs quite high. And the way we're asking for the legs to be lifted is when we gently tap with the whip or a stick or your finger or whatever you want to use. Usually it's a whip. Gently tap behind the leg. I know some people use at the front, but we found that leads to an emotional lift. So we ask from behind. So the next stage is when you are asking to move forward. So you're asking for one leg and then ask to move forward, and at the same time as you're moving forward, tap on the other leg. So the horse understands that as it's moving, the next step would be for her or him to lift the leg up. The next stage is you are asking for amount of steps. So it's not only 1 or 2, then you are asking for 3 to 4 steps, then 5 to 6 steps. So when you're working on the quantity of the steps, sometimes you ask for the quantity steps, sometimes you ask for the quality of steps. When you're concentrating on the quality of the steps, ask only for 1 or 2, but quality steps. And then you gradually increase. But don't ask for too many quality steps at the beginning, because you will not get it. The horse is not strong enough to give you quantity and quality at the same time. You really need to break it down. So the next step is, now your horse can lift the legs, move forward. You increasing the quantity of steps and you ask for the quality of steps. When you're working on moving forward, you need to start asking for the back legs to step under. If you see the horse is leaving the back legs behind, you gently, very gently tap with your whip. Soon understand that it's a move forward and stepping under. Also, pay attention to the back. By stepping under, the back should start getting rounder. So when you start working on stepping under, this is probably the lengthiest period when the horse needs to balance itself. So it's stepping under, lifting the legs. So when it's stepping under, it starts shifting the weight back. By shifting the weight back, it will be easier for the horse to lift the legs higher. And then you start polishing, then you start altering quantity, quality, and paying attention to the back. Again, don't be in rush, do it slowly. Quality is more important than quantity.